Your thyroid controls your metabolism, your energy, even your mood. And the food you eat every day could be helping it or quietly destroying it. And here's something that shocks a lot of people. Some foods that are often labeled as healthy, like kale or soy milk, might actually be interfering with your thyroid function. I'm Kait, a nutritionist who specializes in insulin resistance and blood sugar control. And our thyroid is one of the most overlooked pieces of the puzzle when it comes to our metabolic health. I've worked with hundreds of clients who struggle with their weight, hormonal imbalances, and fatigue. And sometimes thyroid health is the missing link. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the foods that can help you to support your thyroid and other ones that could be working against you. So let's start out with the best foods for thyroid health, with number one being seaweed. Things like nori sheets and kelp are rich in iodine, which your thyroid needs to make hormones. Without iodine, your thyroid literally can't do its job. Now, I've done videos on signs that you're low in iodine in the past, so I'll link one of those up above if you want to know more. But spoiler alert, a lot of people are not getting enough in their diets. And it is critical for our thyroids to function properly. Adding some more seaweed into your diet can be a great way to boost it naturally. Number two is seafood, and we're talking all types of seafood. Wild-caught fish, shrimp, oysters, scallops, they're all packed with nutrients your thyroid loves, like iodine, selenium, and zinc. Now, I just mentioned how a lot of people are low in iodine, and one of the reasons that a lot of people aren't getting enough is because they're not eating enough seafood. Seafood and seaweed blow all other foods out of the water when it comes to iodine. So if you're not eating these foods at all, or if you're not eating enough of them, you're probably not getting enough iodine. And that might be the reason why your thyroid is struggling. Iodine, selenium, and zinc help your thyroid not just produce hormones, but also convert them into their active form so your body can actually use them. A lot of people don't realize the conversion is just as important as hormone production. Number three is eggs, and especially egg yolks. These are another fantastic thyroid food. They're rich in selenium and have a bit of iodine, and they're super versatile. You can scramble them, make omelets, or hard boil them for a quick snack. They're one of the easiest and most affordable foods to keep in your rotation. Number four, you might not expect, and that's Brazil nuts. And there's a reason why it's Brazil nuts specifically. You might have heard this before, but just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts can give you your entire daily selenium needs. Selenium is critical for converting T4 into T3, which is the active thyroid hormone your body actually uses. Without enough selenium, your thyroid hormones may look fine on paper, but they won't be doing their job inside your body. Number five is dairy. So milk, yogurt, cheese, these are all fantastic for your thyroid as well. And with one of the main reasons being, they're also a good source of iodine. You might be noticing a little bit of a trend here. Now, of course, if you're dairy intolerant, then you can skip over this one. But if you do tolerate dairy, then things like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese can be a great way to support your thyroid. And number six, another one that might surprise you is organ meats, and specifically beef liver. I know this might not be everyone's favorite food. It's certainly not mine. But liver is absolutely packed with nutrients like vitamin A, zinc, and iron. These all play an important role in thyroid hormone production and in carrying those hormones around your body. Now, if you don't like eating liver straight up, there are benefits to taking liver capsules instead. And there's one brand, Grassland Nutrition, that actually combines beef liver with kelp. And the kelp is in there for the extra iodine. So these capsules specifically are great for thyroid health. And I'll put the link to shop them in the description box down below. Number seven is berries. Colorful berries like blueberries and raspberries are loaded with antioxidants. These help protect your thyroid gland from oxidative stress and inflammation, which is super important if you already have an autoimmune condition like Hashimoto's. And finally, number eight is healthy fats. And what is actually a healthy fat might surprise you. I'm talking things like avocado, olive oil, and coconut oil, but also things like beef tallow and ghee. Your body uses fats to make hormones, so having enough of the right kinds of fat supports not just thyroid health, but your entire system. Now, before we move into the foods that can be hurting your thyroid, I quickly want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, ButcherCrowd. ButcherCrowd is my go-to source for high-quality meat and wild-caught seafood. I mentioned earlier how important seafood is for your thyroid because of the iodine content, but not all seafood is created equal. Farmed fish can be much lower in iodine, and that's why I personally choose wild-caught whenever possible. ButcherCrowd delivers wild-caught fish right to your door, and it's naturally higher in iodine, which is a game changer for thyroid health. Plus, everything they offer is sustainably sourced and hormone-free, so you know you're getting the best. So if you want to stock your freezer with thyroid supporting proteins, head to healthcoachkait.com/butchercrowd and use code HCK15 at checkout to save 15% off your order. ButcherCrowd ships Australia-wide, so no matter what state you're in, you can count on them. Okay, so now let's get into the foods that can be hurting your thyroid. Number one being soy products. Soy milk, tofu, soy protein powders, these can all interfere with how your body absorbs thyroid hormones. If you're already struggling with low thyroid or if you're taking thyroid medications, soy can make the situation worse. And this is especially problematic if you're not getting enough iodine in your diet because soy blocks iodine uptake. Number two is raw cruciferous vegetables. Kale, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. Now you may consider these to be healthy foods, but there's more to the story than that. If you eat them raw in really large amounts, they can block your thyroid from absorbing iodine. The good news is that cooking them mostly removes this effect, so you don't have to avoid them entirely. Just don't go overboard with raw kale smoothies every day. Number three, gluten. Gluten-containing grains like wheat, barley, and rye can be problematic, especially for people with Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune thyroid condition. For those people, gluten can trigger immune reactions that make thyroid function even worse. I've seen people's energy and lab markers improve dramatically just from reducing gluten in their diet, not even cutting it out completely. But again, this is individual and gluten might not be a trigger for you. Number four is highly processed foods. They aren't just bad for your waistline. Packaged snacks, fast food, foods with lots of additives and seed oils, these are highly inflammatory. Inflammation makes thyroid function more difficult and can also mess with the gut, which is closely connected to thyroid health. And kind of along the same train of thought, number five is excess sugar. Too much sugar is another thyroid stressor. It spikes inflammation, affects hormone balance, and makes it harder for your thyroid to keep up. And finally, number seven is excessive caffeine or alcohol. Too much of either puts stress on your adrenal glands. And since the thyroid and adrenals work closely together, that stress can spill over into thyroid problems. A little bit is fine, but cut back where you can, especially if you already noticed that your thyroid is struggling. Okay, we've covered a lot in this video, so let's quickly recap. Your thyroid thrives when you give it the right nutrients, specifically iodine, selenium, zinc, vitamin A, iron, and healthy fats. This means foods like seafood, eggs, Brazil nuts, organ meats, and colorful berries can really help your thyroid do its job. But if you're overdoing soy, raw veggies, gluten, processed food, or having too much caffeine or alcohol, those can quietly undermine your thyroid health. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Did any of the foods on this list surprise you? Are there any you're going to start eating more of or any you're going to start eating less of? Let me know in the comments down below. I love chatting with you guys there and hearing your thoughts on the video. So yeah, I will chat to you guys there. And before you go, if you're in Australia, make sure to check out ButcherCrowd. You can head to healthcoachkait.com/butchercrowd and use code HCK15 at checkout to save 15% off your first box. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.